Hello everyone, so today we are continuing our next lesson, 5-minute tutorial, and let's get started. This is our website, this is BroblocodeX.dev, and here on top you can see this 5-minute tutorial section where you can find like mini lessons which will take you about like 5 minutes or more, and you can just copy paste different mechanics and be able to reproduce them on your own in your games. So now we have just a few, and today we are going to see how this Chameleon block works. So you need to click on the code and you will be redirected to our GitHub. On GitHub we will have all the source code, short description, how to and guide how to reproduce all of these on your own. It's super simple mechanic, but it's super basic, which give you ability to build a lot of things on top of it. So let's get started. So first of all, we have some introduction here about the mechanics. We have a description about the structure of the folders here, and first of all, we have short guide. It's super simple. What we need to do here. So the basic mechanic usually take you about 2 minutes. All you need to do is, as you can see here, drop a bar, name it in the right way, and then copy and paste the script we have here. So you need to go to script Lua, copy this, and now we are going to go to our Roblox studio and continue work here. Here we have simple project from scratch. You can start a new project to select the base plate, and here is what we have. So what we need to do, we need to create a new part. We need to name it color block as it was described in the guide. Let's make it a little bit bigger. We need to select scale and let's make it 6 by 6. And what we need to do now, we need just to add a script and paste the script we had in our example. Let's quickly go through the script. It's super simple. Here we just have some assertion, checking for correct structure in this place in the script. Then we have 4 colors, which we're going to change in a loop. We have red, blue, green, yellow. And these colors will iterate one by one. Then we set up a default color that we are going to start with with index 1. So red will be the first color, and we color the part with this color. And then we have a simple function that just increment our index and set color new with the new index to our part. And here is we have some super simple if that helps us just loop the color. So if color reaches the last one, it will start from the beginning. And then we have handler for our touch event. So once part is touched, we have a simple logic that check that it should be touched by player, and then we called our function that cycle the color. So every time when we touch the part, the color will be changed. And also we have this click detector that we can use to iterate colors as well, just by clicking our mouse button. So let's start and check what we have so far. So I can click on it with my mouse button, or I can step on it and it just change the color, looping the colors. The problem with this approach is, as you can see, it's not so smooth. So you can see that Roblox trigger a bunch of events here, touch events. That's because our character has consists of multiple parts. So every time our part touched this part, the event is triggered. And as you can see, we have 2 legs, so at least take it triggers twice for each leg. We can fix this problem, and for doing that we need to come back to our lesson, and we have here steps, and the first step is improvement that make our color changing a little bit smoother. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to copy this new script, and now we are going to go back to our studio and apply this fixed script, and I'm going to explain what we are doing here. And so let's go back, select here, and paste our script. So as I mentioned, we have steps folder where we placed all the improvements for the script. So every next step has improvement of the previous step. And in the following step, we have commented part which describe what was added. And that's what I'm going to explain here. So here we have just super simple logic. We added two variables, last touch time and touch cooldown. This is the timeout that we are using to check the timeout between touches. So we restrict, you can see it next. So every time when we fire when touched event is fired, we are checking that if this timeout is passed, then we cycle. If it's not passed, we just ignore this touch event. That's exactly what we have. So we have this kind of debouncing logic here, super simple. We just filter all the events that happens too fast. And let's see how it was improved. So if I go back our Roblox studio, and run the game, you can see that now colors are changing, but they were changed smoothly. And that's exactly because of this debounce. You can play with the debounce timeout. You can set it bigger, half a second, for example. And in this case, it will be even smoother. So this is super basic example. Now we are going to see more advanced technique that we can apply, more advanced use cases that you can use in your games to make it better. So let's go back to, and our readme file, as I mentioned before, it was guided us with some basic example, but after we have this basic implementation, we can go to use cases where we are describing our examples, how you can use this mechanic in different games. So first example we have here is a secret portal. So what we are going to do, we are going to build some hidden element that will appear only when our block is colored in a specific color. In our case, it will be yellow. So basically when our color is iterated to yellow, we will have some special object appear, which is a portal in our case. So that's what we are going to do right now. And to achieve this, I just need to follow these simple steps we have so far. And first of all, I need to upgrade our initial script with the step 2 approach. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go to the step 2 script, copy the content, and go back to our studio to update the script we have now. As you remember, we have script that have the bounce logic, but now we are adding some extra things here. And these new things, they are commented, so it's super easy for you to navigate, to understand what is changed. So as you can see here, we are adding two simple lines here, just two lines. We are setting attribute color index to be set of the value of color index, and do the same in the cycle logics. So every time when color is cycled, we set this public attribute color index to be visible for outside of this of the object. So if we go to our if we start our game, I can find our color block. And now if I check the properties, I can see this new attribute color index. So if I click and iterate through the colors, you will see this index changing all the time. And this index we are going to use by our external script to have some additional logic, checking if color index is yellow, then we will unhide some hidden object. So let's go back to our browser, to our GitHub, and here in use case we completed already the first step. Now what we need to do, we need to add a new part, name it portal, set can collide false and transparency to 0, so it should be hidden by default, and the user and not touchable. So when user goes through this object, it will not be collided. And put under one model. So we need to group our portal and this color block in one model. And then we need to create a new script, place it under portal block. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Now let me switch to the studio. So I need to create a new block, name it, let's resize it to look like a door or some portal. We are going to name it as portal and create a new script and place this logic. Let's quickly go through this logic. It's super simple. So here we are just we have a variable constant for target color, which is yellow color, and we are subscribing to a specific event which called get attribute change signal. So every time when the index of our color block is changed, this piece of code will be triggered. And here it's super simple. When color index is changed, we are getting this color index, checking if the value is equal to 4, which is yellow color. If true, then we make it visible. If false, we make it invisible again. Super simple. So let's make this part transparent and can collide. So if I start it, as you can see, it's hidden. What I forgot to do, I forgot to group these elements in one model. The reason why we need to do it, we probably don't need to do it, so it's not necessary. So now if I click and set this color to be yellow, it should appear. Something went wrong. Let's check what's going on. So we are checking for parent color block. It's color block, waiting for color index, and we have it. Okay, let's restart it. I'm not sure why it's not working. Oh, I know. And that's the problem that I forgot to mention. So we need to make this object to be anchored, because otherwise it fell down. And now we have it visible. So when I have color yellow, it becomes visible. Otherwise it's invisible. So and you can use this approach in many different puzzle games, where you can ask your players to put your elements in the correct order or in the correct color, and once it's correct, we can open door or whatever. So super basic mechanic, but it can be used anywhere. And yeah, here we have a few more ideas, like how you can enhance your project. You can add like just several blocks, put them in the air and then appear them once user change, for example, the color, and that's could be fun. The next example we have so far, it's a speed boost pad. The player touch the color and receive some speed boost. And let's check what we need to do here. We have several steps. So first of all, we need to enhance our script to be this third step script, where just in short, it add an extra attribute. So when you step on this block, capture your user ID, and it's marked as captured by you. And then we need to create a separate boost pad, put script, and that's it. And then we're going to discuss what we have in this script. So let's do it. Let's first upgrade our script to the third step. Just copy it, and now let's go to our Roblox Studio, and here we have our color block script, and we need to paste these new lines. So what's going on here? We receive new parameter in our function cycle color. Now it receive a player, and if this parameter is set, we set additional attribute last user ID, and we just updated the existing logic to get current character who touched the part. So if let's quickly check what we just created. I need to select this color block, and if I step, you can see that my last user ID is tracked here. So now it was marked as captured by me. Next, we're going to add a separate part which will give the user who captured this our color block the additional boost, and which should be interesting and cool feature for some role play games. So let's go back to our GitHub and follow the steps we have so far. So what we need to do, we need to create a boost pad part, put it in script, put the script inside boost pad, and make sure they are located one by near our color block. So let's create a new part, name it, and now we need to create a script. Place our script here, and that's it. So let's quickly check what's going on here. So first of all, it checks for color pad just to get the last user ID. So when a boost pad is touched, we have this logic. We check that it was touched by player. We are getting current player, and we are getting the player ID of the user who captured this pad, the color pad. And we check if the current user is the user who captured the color block, sorry. And if it's true, then we give extra walk speed. We store it, and after some period of time, after the 3 seconds, we return the walk speed back to the initial state. So what we are going to do now, we are going to move this boost pad somewhere else, like here, and let's scale it. So now let's check if it works. So if I step now, I don't have any boost. That's because I didn't capture the element. So once I captured it, I now have speed boost. And so if this color block will be captured by another player, I will no longer receive this boost when I step on the boost step. Okay, if we move forward, we have one more use case. Let's check what's going on here. So what we can do more. So the next step is about synchronized lamp. So we can place a lamp in our world, which will be colored of the same color as we have for the block. So let's see how it works. So first of all, here we are going to see another technique which called remote event, where we are adding a special remote event that triggers on server, and which makes our scripts decoupled, which means that I can have a separate external script which can listen for event and do some custom logic. It is similar as we implemented for index change, but now you can create your custom event, trigger it, and have as many subscribers as you want who can react on this event. And so let's do this. So first of all, we need to upgrade our script with this remote event. I copied, and now I need to go back to Roblox Studio and update our logic here. So the change is super simple. We just need to add the remote event. Here we are getting it, and once color is cycled, we are firing it to all the clients. And it's also important to place this remote event here and name it color changed. So now every time when color is changed, our logic will trigger this event on server, and everyone can handle this event and do some logic. Let's go back to our GitHub, and in the use case we have this. So what we need to do now, we need to create a detached attachment and add a lamp, and also create a script, and it should be super simple. Let's do it. If you don't know, Roblox just released a new feature. It's still in beta, so let's do exactly what was in the list. So now we need to create an attachment. So once this detached attachment feature is enabled, you can now add attachment and place it whenever you want here. Let's place it just above the spawn location. Here we are going to add the point light, maybe make it a little bit brighter. And we need to add a local script. So here we need to change our run context to a client, so it will be executed on the client side. And let's check what is going on here. So first of all, okay, and we also need to rename our object to follow this pattern. So here we need to have name it lamp, just because our script parent is looking for a lamp. Then we are looking for a color block. So color block should be accessible in the workspace. So let's drop our model. And yeah, but you can change this. You can place whenever you want. Just make sure that the path is updated here. So color blocked is accessible, and now we are listening for this event color changed. And when color is changed, we are checking that our part is color block, and just safety check, and then we update the color. So now, as you can see, when I change the color of the color block, the point light also they changed its color. Nice. So now we are going to take a look at our last use case in this example. It's ownership display. I call it like this. So what we are going to do, we are going to add some text in saying who owns the color block. So once you step on the block, everyone need to know who is currently on the block, and that's what we are doing right now. So what we need to do here, we need to add this remote event, which we already added. We need to create the attachment as we did before, create a billboard GUI object and text label, and also create a script and do exactly the same with what we did with lamp, but now we need to do it with a billboard and the text label. So let's do it. So I need to go back, go to our element. Oh, okay, we can, as we discussed, we need to create a new attachment. Let's place this somewhere here, you know. And what we need to do, we need to create a billboard GUI and text box, and we need to add script with run context client and place our script here. Let's check that everything is correct. So script parent, we need to place it to billboard GUI. So script parent is billboard GUI. It's looking for a text box. Also, it's looking for a color block, and we subscribing to a color changed event. And when color is changed, we are updating our ownership, which can be done in this way, but also I just reused exactly the same event, but you can actually improve it and create a separate event. So we'll check only if user ID is changed, we can trigger another event saying ownership is changed, and then it will be more optimal, because now we will fire this event all the time when we have color changing. But in fact, color changing is not always change the ownership. We have some problem here. Let's double check. Script parent is billboard GUI. Wait for, oh, okay, we need to rename this text. Oh, maybe I just incorrectly add, we need to add text label, not text box, sorry. And now we have text box, and when I step, it says it's owned by me. So when another user step on this block, it will be changed to be owned by another player. So just to sum up, we just built several super cool mechanics with we started with a simple mechanic where we just changed the color of block. Then we created this logic where we show some hidden object when some logic met, or in this case when it's yellow color. Then we created a special speed boost when the block color is owned by player. Player receive extra benefits like extra boost when touch another element. And also we added the point light, which changes color to be the same color as this block. And we created this label which always show player who own the color block. So it's super simple. With this mechanic you can build different games, some cool stuff. I just want to mention that we have a few more parts here for you. So after you finish with use cases, we have a separate section called wiki page where we described in short what was used in this use case, and you can then go to Roblox wiki pages to read more about the object that we used, like these touched events, click detectors, and so on. So stay tuned, we are going to have more tutorials like this. Subscribe to the channel and we will publish few more interesting things for you soon.